first pitch we saw was homered, and the last pitch we saw was homered by him. So it kind of bookended a really crazy game. Kind of took it over. Yeah, he was incredible.
He gave credit to you for even giving him that opportunity with your big hit, obviously, to tie the game. Just how much of a cumulative effort does it take for this team to continue to stack up wins?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's been parts of the year and games where it feels like he's won some games on his own and really carried us through times when a lot of us weren't producing offensively, but that's part of the whole year, right? And we pick each other up, and a lot of great moments in yesterday's game.
What's it mean to be without Dansby for a few weeks here?
It's a huge deal. I mean, he's at the heart of everything we do. It shows up in his production on both sides of the ball, but also all the things that you can't measure, and the consistency and the person. And obviously he's going to stay involved as much as he can. He loves the game. He loves this group, but we're going to really miss him a lot.
Ian said he kind of makes his presence known, as a kind of another coach. What's it like when he's kind of in your ear like that?
It's just who he is. He's invested in this team and the people on this team, and I'm sure it's incredibly frustrating for him to not be able to be out there, but we all know where his priorities lie, and it's fun that that's how he wants to spend his time and energy is with the group.
That's just another example of how you guys have had to overcome, whether it's been pitching injuries, the roller coaster ride that the season's been, but you guys just have to keep picking each other up yet again.
Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty fortunate on position player health this year for the most part, but there's always going to be things along the way, and every team deals with stuff, but I do feel like we've been pretty resilient.
How would you describe the atmosphere last night? It felt like a playoff game, kind of, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it was over the top and exciting, and a great representation of Chicago sports. I think two great teams playing well on a beautiful summer night at Wrigley is kind of as good as it gets.
When you slide from second to short, and it's not just a one-off, you're going to be there for several weeks. What specifically changes with preparation day now?
I mean, it is different playing short. Short is a harder position. There's a little more physically behind it. There's things that I want to work on, but it's also mid-August, and you're kind of picking your spots to do extra work here and there. So I'm comfortable there. I'm confident in being able to play the position, but also things that I would do a little bit differently for sure than playing second base.
And how much confidence does this team have in Pedro?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Pedro is, from the early in spring training has just shown so much just maturity and confidence and good sense of humor, and he's just a guy who seems to do everything on a baseball field at a high level, so we're very confident in him.
When you say you would do things different, or you do things different for short, what are those things?
I mean, there's just more throwing involved. There's more. I have my routines at second base, but I think at short is a little bit of just kind of creating new ones, I guess, and just making things second nature. I think working with Pedro is a part of it too, like double plays, positioning, all those things. Just as a tandem, getting dialed in is important.
Yeah, we saw you working on that yesterday. What are the things that you guys really have to communicate on to make sure you're synced up there?
Yeah, a lot of it's defensive positioning. So when you guys see us looking at our little cards and stuff, it's just literally where you're standing. But depending on that, just changes like kind of the spacing and who is aggressive for what kind of ball and things like that. And then obviously double plays, the timing of that. So there's no like science to that, but I think just the more you get reps you get together is the biggest thing.
How different are you as a shortstop than you were when you came up as a rookie 7 years ago?
I think I'm probably better now. I think I'm just kind of the game is a little slower for me now in some ways. But yeah, I feel confident there. I think, still feel like most fluid at shortstop, but shortstop is definitely a harder position than second base, so it's a good challenge.
It's only been a little bit, but what if the new guys, Gosman and Holmes, kind of brought things down from your vantage point?
I mean, they're just super pro. They're guys that have had success in a lot of different places, and it's been great to have them, and excited to see them continue to learn with our catchers and get on the same page and emphasize the things that they like doing, things that they want to get better at, and they're going to help us a lot.
Obviously, every night at Wrigley is fun, but is there anything that stood out specifically about what last night was like for you?
I mean, I think it's cool that I feel like our games with the Sox, whether it's here or there, have always had great energy. we haven't been good at the same time, I think, in a little while. In 2020, both teams were strong, but no fans, so completely different. So I think that was just a little bit extra on that end, and it was a great atmosphere.
You had a lot of really outstanding middle infielders with the Cubs when you came up. Was there anything you took away from any of them initially when you played with them?
On the middle infield side, I think just like the importance of being able to play multiple positions. I think the Cubs did a good job of like, you know, you can have stars on the team, but guys are still able to play a bunch of spots. You saw it from KB as an MVP. Javi did it. Obviously Zobrist and, you know, guys that are all-star MVP level players, but still able to play multiple spots on the field and how much that helps the team.